Do you reckon we're going to have a nice little cup run this year?
Well, I'm hoping for probably like a Millwall or something.
Of course. That feels very Freddie Potts. Millwall way. Lovely. Rubbing your hands together.
That'd be quite good.
Hello and welcome to Ironcast. I'm Chris Skoll. Joining me, as always, Mr. Colton Cole is here. And Colton, we are now in the belly of the London Stadium. We're in fact in the Captain's Lounge. We are surrounded by pictures of great West Ham captains of yesteryear. There's Mark Noble over there, Alvin Martin, Billy Bonds, Bobby Moore, and right in front of us, there's a wonderful picture of Mr. Stevie Potts. I reckon that's about 93, 94. It's in the away kit. And sitting with us today for this episode, the next chapter in the Potts family dynasty at West Ham United, it's Freddie Potts.
Hello.
Welcome. You're living the life I wished I would have lived when I was 12 years old, like supporting West Ham and then going on to play for the club. This is the dream, Coley.
This is the dream. And he's living it. He's living it. He's thriving in it. And you know what it is as well? He's loving it.
And
you can see he loves every minute of it. Being on that pitch, as soon as he gets on that pitch, I can see the energy. And that's what the other players feed off.
How did it feel to go out there onto the pitch and just put on a display like that?
Yeah, I think, like you say, with waiting for my opportunity to come and how pre-season was for me. And I was starting pre-season, then obviously the games that came at the start of the season where I weren't playing and I weren't coming on. It was almost like I had to wait for the chance. And when the chance came, especially against Newcastle, obviously being the first start, I thought to myself before the game, right, I've got to show everyone why I don't want to get taken out of this team. Now I've been given this chance and thankfully it went the way it did. But that was the main thing going through my mind, was I wanted to go out there and show everyone what I could do and why I should be starting and why I wanted to, it's been my dream. So I wanted to show everyone what I could do.
How was the pre-season for you personally? Like, obviously we saw what we saw, but for you, I know you wanted to prove that you was going to be coming into this team and help the team in some kind of capacity. But what was it like to just go out there and having Graham Potter at overseeing you, and then him trying to get him to try and believe in you? What was your method?
It was a mix. It was quite tough because I had a loan in Portsmouth last year where I thought, the next step now is the Premier League, and I felt ready going into pre-season. I felt like this is the time. Obviously, Graham Potter was a great manager. He helped me out a lot and gave me chances in pre-season, but it was tough for me because I wanted to, even though I had a good season last year in Championship, it wasn't the Premier League, and I wanted to show everyone what I could do in pre-season is what I want to show in the Premier League. Yep. So we had games out there where I was starting and like I say, I keep saying I just wanted to prove to everyone what I could do, but it was tough going into the season. Obviously not being in the team, not coming on was quite tough emotionally, but when the chance came like it has been, I just wanted to take it, and that was the main thing on my mind.
There's a bit of history between the two of you I think the listeners need to know about, because Coley was an old under-16 coach, and for a brief period...
Not a very good one, I would say.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know if he learned anything.
Coley used to show me videos of him on the touchline, giving it proper Mourinho, arm signals and all that. I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. He's got the arm signals nailed down.
All the gear, no idea.
But, Freddie, I'll put this to you. How was Cole? Because I think he was assistant manager to Jack Collison at the time.
I know it was Gerard Penderville.
Yeah, for me, it was mainly with Gerard, but obviously I was young. I think I was about 15 when Coley was with Jack Collison in the 18s. But I wasn't playing too much with him. But yeah, Coley's helped me out. Obviously, I've scored a lot of goals recently, and obviously Coley's helped me out with the finishing now.
No, I haven't.
Well, we were chatting, Freddie, we were asking you before we started what was your first game, and you're pretty sure it was the 2012 playoff final at Wembley Stadium where Mr. Colton Cole kickstarts the scoring to put us into the Premier League, where we remain to this day. But it's fair to say, Freddie, like, you are a West Ham fan.
100%. Yeah.
That's good news. And do you recall that finish from Coley?
Yeah, him, Vazte. I remember it all because my brother was in the. I'm not sure if he was in the squad or not, but he was involved with it. He was around it, and that was the first game that I remember going to, and I remember obviously seeing Coley score and the scenes afterwards. Yeah, it was quite good.
Let's talk about some of your loans, man. Like, obviously, because I'm with the club at that capacity, loans manager, along with Kev Keane. Your first loan to Wickham, that was amazing. And how do you feel that's helped you on your journey to getting into the first team now and trying to stake a claim for first team place?
Yeah, if I'm honest, I don't think I'd be where I am now, or the player I am now, or the person I am now without the loans that I've had. And if my advice to anyone would be, if you don't feel like you're getting the minutes, would you definitely go out on loan and get minutes? Because I think that especially my first one at Wickham was a real shock to me, but I feel like it done me the world of good in terms of learning what football is really about and how different it is to what you're used to at under 18s, under 21s.
Yeah.
You know, not everyone's career is smooth, and not everyone can just go straight from under 18s, under 21s, straight into the first team. And, you know, only not many players do that. But I think luckily to have Matt Bloomfield as my manager at Wickham and his staff, he had Richard Thomas as well. They gave me the opportunity to show myself what I could do to everyone, and even though it was League One, it was a great level for me, and the players we had in that changing room was really good for me to learn off of these players, not only on the pitch but what they're like off the pitch, how different it is off the pitch. The banter is different, everything's different, and it was brilliant for me. And obviously I still stay in touch with a few people from both my loans, so that was great. And then Portsmouth came along last summer, and when I found out about that, my agent was ringing me about Portsmouth. There wasn't a better loan for me, I didn't think, because there's not many teams that can, you know, there's not many fan bases and that can get that sort of atmosphere week in, week out, on a Tuesday, on a Saturday, at home or away. I don't think there's many teams in England that could generate that sort of atmosphere.
There, isn't it?
And I absolutely loved it there. I loved my time there. I learned so much. Even in like the tough games that we had, I mean, we were rock bottom in the league until like, was it November, December? We were struggling.
Started climbing.
We were really struggling, but then the group that we had, we knew we'd have a real chance of still achieving something that year, and we did. We stayed up, and great people, great memories, and I absolutely loved it at both of my loans, and I'm never gonna forget them two clubs.
You see, when you're talking about the people, like, and obviously he's coming from playing in and around the first team. You was training with the first team as well before you went. But knowing, starting to get to know people off the pitch and what it means to them, not just because Premier League money is not League One money.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? So you having to go out there and fighting for your mate because you know he's got to pay his mortgage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I learned. That's
these
what
are
I
the
learned
type of things that people don't hear. And explain a little bit.
I learned it quickly because when you're playing in the competitive leagues, League One, Championship, these leagues, obviously people are playing for their mortgage, playing for the next contract. You know, because a lot of lads, they're on 1 year contract, 2 year contracts.
Yeah.
And you got to learn quick how much it means to win. And I learned that. So I've always had the competitive side anyway, but to be a part of it where you had to get the 3 points, if you feel like you could get it, you had to get it. And I feel like both clubs suited me so well, and I loved it there. And having that edge and that competitive side to the teams, it was brilliant for me.
Coley, you've been on about getting academy players out on loan. And obviously you've got a role now as loan manager, but everything Freddie's talking about, you have been an advocate for so long, like the importance of not just sitting in an academy if you're a talented youth footballer, but getting out into those lower leagues. And how does it feel when Freddie talks about that? Like, clearly it's really important for these players to get out and get lower league experience and get those minutes.
It's massive. There's a lot of players out there that will just be happy just to coast by and pick up their money and just be on the bench. And being on the bench for first team, there's no slighting that, don't get me wrong, but you're not going to improve the way you're supposed to improve unless you're getting minutes in competitive games and minutes that mean something to the other teammates, you know, and you need to get that love for the game, that willingness to go and put your body on the line for your mate. And that's when you become a footballer. It's not glitz and glam. Being a footballer is not glitz. You've got to go and earn it.
And you learn the other side of the game.
Yeah.
From like, everyone thinks football is meant to be played pretty and on the floor. No, it's not.
And is it played you've played academy football and you've played in the Championship in a relegation battle with Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Like those styles of football, Freddie, are they completely worlds apart, like Premier League Academy and Championship?
I feel like from the Academy to the Championship, yeah, you can say in a way. I think it's more so in the Academy in League One. The Academy and Championship, they have its similarities where there are good teams that they'll like to play out, but at the same time, what I've learned is the nastier you are and the more tackles you win and the more battles you win, more times more than not, you're going to have a good game and you win. And that was the side that I've learned. And I think now even though it's the Premier League, I'm showing that sort of side in the Premier League where, I want to leave a foot in on people and make tackles.
But do you know what it is? When I was watching you play the other day, and I was like, this is what we've actually missed. There's no slight on the other players that have been doing it, and we haven't been getting the results. But that you've actually got the experience to fight for your place in the league. You've got that. So all you've got to do now is transfer. I know it's at a higher level and there's better players you're playing against, don't get me wrong, but that willingness to put your foot in, as you just said, that willingness to make a crunching tackle, that's what the fans want to see. That gets the fans on your side. Then the whole crowd is lifted. Then you've got that extra +1 player that you always look for, And I'm a massive advocate for youth football, but I love characters. Someone that can shoulder the responsibility, and he's got that in abundance. So that's why I'm always an advocate for a Freddie to come through the ranks, and the next one to come through the ranks that's from the club and knows what it means to wear the badge.
Yeah, and I mean, playing in front at Fratton Park is very West Ham-like. I've always thought the Portsmouth and West Ham fan base, and I mean, playing in front of lots of people, you must have gotten used to that too, right? With your loan spells.
Yeah, and I think obviously Portsmouth has it's very similar to how Upton Park was. Very similar. Talking about how close it was to the pitch and the atmosphere it builds. It's a very similar fan base to West Ham as well. They like the same sort of things that they like it if you
weirdly,
make a tackle, and they're very similar. And then I just thought it was just the perfect match for me. So, but obviously, like you say, when you adapt to the league and you adapt to playing in front of people, that's what loans are about. You learn it and you experience it, and then when it comes to coming back here in front of 60,000 people, you're not as fazed by it. And I feel like it's so important for players to go out on loan and experience these sort of things. And I'm happy I've done it.
But we're talking I was sat down for this interview and I thought to myself, well, you're breaking into the West Ham team now. But the reality is, You've made quite a few appearances in the past, and you were on the bench on arguably the most historic night for West Ham of this generation, the night in Prague, the 2023 Conference League final. So what was maybe going back a little bit, because I know you made your debut in the Europa League, wasn't it, against Zagreb?
Yeah, Zagreb, yeah.
What was those early experiences like for you?
I think that was just more of like learning how Premier League players, like how they are and how they prepare and what they're like in training for me. I didn't really, obviously I wanted to be in the team, but how the team were doing, obviously playing really well, obviously getting in Europe, playing in Europe, it would have been tough for me to have, try and break my way in, because you had players like Declan Rice and we had such great role models there in the midfield. And it was more like learning what they were like, how they prepare, how they play. And obviously the night in Europe was special because you're involved, you think you're involved, but then you didn't realise you're on the bench. And it was me and Divine Obama. We got told we were on the bench about 30 minutes before the team were about to go out.
Oh, wow.
So we were like gobsmacked that we were, on the bench for the Europa Conference League final, and it was unreal. Obviously, what happened when we won, the scenes, obviously when the goal went in, it was brilliant, and that's going to be something that I'm going to remember for a long time as well. But yeah, that was special times. Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember in my mind. I think there's a shot of the West Ham bench, literally in the dying seconds. I think you might be on the touchline. You got off the bench.
Yeah,
I think you're one of the first people off the bench onto the pitch.
It was a West Ham fan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He had ringside seats.
I think, yeah,
You're waiting for the referee's whistle.
yeah, it was me. I remember Josh Ewins as well. Josh Ewins is like the S&C coach. He's just full on legged it onto the pitch, and I'm trying to catch up with him because obviously we're looking at each other, sprinting and smiling.
Mate, I was on there too, mate.
Yeah,
Trust
it
me.
was brilliant. Great night, really good night.
Amazing night.
Man. And I mean, your family is like such a big part of West Ham United history. I mean, your dad's a 2-time Hammer of the Year. When I first started going over West Ham, he was one of the best players we had, and of course, he was captain as well. But I think you were born in 2003,
Yep.
and your dad had retired from West Ham in like 2001. He'd left West Ham in 2001. But has he ever showed you videos of some of his elite performances down the years? Has he never dusted off the VHS?
Well, he's never. No, well, he hasn't showed me anything. The only thing I've seen was his goal.
His goal. Colin, have you seen his goal? I think
I
399 league appearances,
Yeah.
Freddie's dad.
That's
Yeah.
the,
His goal is perhaps the worst West Ham goal I've ever seen.
I think I have seen it. I think I
That's
have.
the only thing I've seen.
It wasn't memorable.
It wasn't. How would you describe it, Freddie?
I'd probably say it's about a 30-yard shot. It took about 5 seconds to go in, probably. It's bobbled about 3 times. No, I'm joking. He scored more than me, so I can't really say much
Yeah, for
about
now
him
he
anyway.
is. For
now.
now. Yeah.
But, yeah, no, we joke about it anyway. But hopefully I can
What's
score more.
It's brilliant because what's the Christmas dinner like when you lot are at the table? What do you lot speak about?
Oh,
Because that's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? Like everyone's played for West Ham at some certain point. That's
Yeah.
gonna be brilliant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, other than football, it's not much to speak about, really.
Yeah.
Like, we just speak about football and West Ham most of the time.
That's like my sons. That's like my sons as well. Like, 'cause,
Yeah.
like it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it
like,
is weird.
says just talk about football. It's like I've got nothing else to speak about.
But you know, now obviously he's a coach and
Yeah.
I'm a player in the first team. We've seen each other like 24/7 now, so like we can't.
Yeah.
There's not much else to talk about your
it's
day
true.
when
Yeah.
you do away from each other because we're with
Yeah.
each other 24/7.
Do you get a lift back after games? You share a lift or do you drive separately?
That's too much, isn't it?
That's
You need
too
the
much. I
break.
need 10 minutes of my time at least to myself. Do you know what I mean?
That's brilliant.
You know, so your dad joined the academy coaching staff in 2011, I think it was. Do you know what? I think West Ham fans or just football fans in general think if you've got a parent on the coaching staff, you're going to get an easier ride. But I don't think I've ever spoke to a footballer who's had a dad on the coaching staff that didn't have it harder than everyone else.
Yeah.
Was that your experience as well, Freddie?
I think so. But I feel like that's what we wanted. We both wanted that. We didn't want it to be in everyone's faces. We didn't, or especially from my point, and I think he'd say the same. We didn't want people to look at us like obviously he's my dad, and we try to keep a distance around the training ground. And like, especially now in the first team, even more so, we try and keep a distance because I don't know, it's a weird one and not many people are going to experience it, but you want to keep a distance, but obviously have that relationship as a coach as well. Like you still want to talk to coaches and that, and obviously you've got a lot of respect for all of the coaches there. But we try and keep away from each other a little bit and keep at arm's length because we don't want to have the wrong impression coming off. And to be fair, I've had it when he was in the under-21s. He was my under-21 coach. So I think it was harder back then than it is now because I had
You
more of
proved yourself.
yeah, as well. And I think I had more of a temper back then as well. Like,
Oh, is it?
like now I've learned to contain myself a little bit.
But that's what gives you your edge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You have to have that. My younger son's got the same thing.
Yeah.
He's got the temper.
Yeah.
My older one's a little bit more nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the same dynamic. I can see it.
Yeah,
Remember,
right.
I've had to go and watch him play quite a lot. He's a lovely kid. Don't get me wrong. But to be a top class footballer, especially in his position, you have to have that little bit of edge and
Yeah.
that bit of I wouldn't call it spitefulness, but
Aggression.
aggression.
Yeah.
And he's got that in abundance, and I can see it. That's why he's going to go on and do really big things.
Yeah, I'd say, Freddie, you've got the right amount of aggression. West Ham fans down the years, especially with midfielders, you love someone who's going to put a tackle in. And we've already seen glimpses of that over the last couple of games. I think this is why potentially you're well on your way
What
to
you
being
said
a
about
fan
Martin
favourite.
Allen about input and attack.
Yeah, yeah,
Everyone loves that at this club. You can relate to it because
Yeah.
you're a grafter.
Scott
That's what
Parker,
it is.
you go down the
Scott
years,
Parker.
Scott Parker, John Monker, these are players.
Mark Noble.
Mark Noble. of
Love a
course, who
tackle.
love putting in a big tackle. So we had the Newcastle game was your first start this season, I think I'm right, in the Premier League. And you had amazing performance, but the one thing that broke Hammer's hearts was Thomas Souček's big toe offside for your goal, Freddie. Oh man, have you seen how close it was?
Yeah, I've ordered it.
And also, there's no advantage to the offside. Like, it's just a tiny thing that went wrong. But
he's a size 11, isn't he? Hopefully, he's going to be the size 10.
That's the difference. But we laughed about it afterwards. But that was horrible. Yeah. I think it was more like that night after, like once everything settled down and you realise how close it was.
Yeah.
That was.
It'll come again. Don't worry.
I was like, yeah, that's horrible. But I keep telling people this after it happened, after the goal went in, and obviously it ruled out for offside. You do forget about it, and I completely forgot about it until obviously later on after the game when Scalzi actually told me. I did actually score, didn't I? But then obviously it was offside. But you're so focused in the game that you're playing against Newcastle at home, who are a good team, and all you're focused on is getting 3 points, especially in the position we're in. And you completely forget about it. You just refocus on doing your job.
Yeah. And
that was it. But looking back on it, I was thinking, like, surely, come on, like, just give me the goal. Yeah. What is it, half an inch?
It's ridiculous. It's a joke, actually, how it's like we're talking like that.
I know, it's terrible. But I was gutted. Yeah, I was gutted.
Good on you for being able to forget that in the game. I think that ruined the rest of my life.
I know, yeah. Well, I won't, obviously...
the rest of my life. We can have another chance.
I didn't ruin the rest of my life.
Yeah. That's the next stage for you, isn't it? I think adding the goals to your game, and when we look at Declan Rice's his shoot to stardom, there was a point when he needed to add goals to the game. So it's a bit early for you. You just do your job for now, and then the goals will come. The goals will come, because I think when I look at other people's pathways and everything, I think you got a good chance of adding goals to your game because you're getting into the position. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, the main thing for me is just doing my job.
Doing your job.
And obviously I've been in a relegation scrap before last year. And again, you got to do your job. And if everyone does their job well and you realise you're coming away with 3 points more and more. Yeah. And, we've got players in front of me, Lucas, Mateus, like the front three. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to get goals. Like, it's the top players. So the main thing for me is doing the job and helping stop goals as well and doing the job for the team. That's the main thing.
Yeah. And you're getting those, as Coley says, you're getting those opportunities. I feel like the way you've been playing recently is like really pushing on into that final third. It's not just all kind of defensive Mark Noble style grit. There is a bit of flair and goal scoring ability there too. So obviously Nuno's come in now. We've had the last few games. The results have 100% improved as we're recording this. 2 wins on the bounce. What's the atmosphere been like in the camp recently? Is there an improvement in the way people are feeling within the dressing room on top of the results? Is that all coming together?
It's been really good. I don't know. It just feels like there's more of I think it's natural after a win. You get more of a buzz. Obviously, you've probably had it as well. Yeah. You get more of a buzz from everyone when they come back in because you get that breath of fresh air and it's confidence.
Yeah, some breathing space.
Yeah, but obviously we still know when we're not away from it at all. But you get that extra breath of fresh air and you get a bounce. Yeah, and you come in and all of a sudden training's a bit more lively and feisty. Yeah, and it's a good feel at the moment. And we've got, I think, tough games coming up. Bournemouth, Man United, Liverpool, but they're games like we can come away and win.
Yeah,
they're not doing obviously as good as what they've done before. All the teams that we've got to play. So I don't know. We're going into it with a lot of confidence and looking forward to it. Yeah,
yeah. And I thought as well that the performances, particularly here at London Stadium, and again to go back to that Newcastle performance, you could feel the way the team were playing lifting the stadium and like the cheers, not only for yourself, for the whole team. And that was also there with Burnley. Are the players getting the sense that, these performances are starting to get the crowd behind the team again?
Yeah. Well, I'm speaking for myself. I think, because you need that. You know what I mean? And I feel like we all know what it takes to get the crowd on our side. His tackles, his, you know, crunching someone, leaving something on someone, you know, shots, like attacking football as well. And I feel like the last 2 games we've done that. But obviously I'm saying we've got players on the front who can score, and we've got players that could stay back and we can defend well. We just need to probably show that more. And obviously the wins are going to keep coming, hopefully. But having the fans with you is such a big thing, and especially in these stadiums now when there's so many people and there's so many critics as well. You need the fans as much as you can, and we just got to obviously give them something to cheer on for as well. As much as we need them, you know, they need us as well. So we need to keep showing what we can do.
I haven't actually met Nuno, but I've been around him. It reminds me of that Dave Chappelle sketch about Rick James, where he talks about Rick James having an aura.
Yeah,
I don't know. So Nuno has like his charisma is.
He's got that smile.
He's got something, that smile or something. Yeah. It's like he walks into a room, you're like, oh yeah, this is the real deal. It is a real deal.
It's the real deal.
He's Rick James. So now, Freddie, you're out there. You're playing for West Ham. You're living every young West Ham fan's dream of playing for the club, and now you're putting on these performances. And I wondered, how much has your life changed now? Because now you, Colton, and lots of our old West Ham players say this, though. You don't realise how many West Ham fans there are until you start turning out for West Ham. Yeah. So how in these last few weeks has your life changed?
I haven't. For me, it hasn't changed much yet, because I don't know, I haven't really, the only thing on my mind this last few weeks has been purely football, because now I'm in, you're in the team and there's a responsibility now, and you got to live up to it, and you got to make sure that your standards are high every day. Obviously if things carry on the way they're going, obviously things change. It's football. But the main thing for me, I don't really care about if my lifestyle is going to change. I don't care about that. At the moment, there's a job to be done, and obviously the position we're in now is not where we want to be. So, but that's the main thing that's on my mind is what I'm doing is right.
That's
me
a great answer.
Well, I don't think his lifestyle is going to change anyway. He's a humble bloke. He's grown up around football. He's seen his brother. He's seen his dad. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think there's not a lot that's going to change. It's just that maybe the understanding of it all, because now it's on you. Maybe that's the only thing. Yeah. But his lifestyle stays the same.
In many ways, you're perfectly placed to be doing this. Like, your dad's done exactly the same thing, like a generation before, and your brother's done it as well. That all that knowledge in the Potts family is going to help you through this.
Yeah, but I always say third time lucky though.
But I feel like I want to show people that it's my career and it's not their career.
Yeah.
They give me like the best advice, obviously.
And inspiration.
They're great to have, obviously. But at the same time, my dad and my brother, they let me do my thing, and they text me, say the day of the game. But in the end of the day, they know it's me to take care of the business, and that's what, obviously, things have got to the point where they understand I've got the experience and I know what it's like. Obviously, the last 2 years have been good, and it's down to me now, and the responsibility is on me. It's not, it's my dad and it's my brother. I don't want that either. I want it to be my career, and I feel like they're on the same page with that. So we're all very aligned with our mindset, which is good. That's great.
Where's your mother in all this? We need to talk about your mother.
My mum.
What's going on? What's she like? She's like, here we go again, another one.
We were actually talking about this the other day. I feel bad for her because honestly, every single day.
To West Ham.
No, do you know what it is? We were talking about it the other day because she said, obviously, she's been with my dad since she was 17.
Yeah.
She hasn't had a holiday outside of June because obviously the only time we get off is June. Like, it's always June. Yeah. So her life has always been football. So now she's obviously now trying to coach me and like talking to me about football as well. So it's just constantly football with my family at the moment.
She loves it though.
I'm glad your mum's joining in. Like, if she didn't like football, those Christmas dinners would be a nightmare. All the chat.
Yeah. But no, it's all right. It's all right.
She loves it. She loves it.
we'll talk about the future. Last couple of questions. Obviously, you walked off with a limp against Burnley. How's the leg? Was it just a dead leg?
Yeah.
Great. You feeling better?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Right.
We'll be fine for next Saturday.
They're horrible, them dead legs. Oh, I swear down.
I had a couple over Power League. It's not quite the same as the Premier League, but I know it was still painful.
It's still painful.
Yeah.
But no, I'll be fine. I just at the time I just couldn't
move,
play. Obviously,
yeah.
I wanted to play on. I tried, but I just couldn't. And
Couldn't generate that power.
Yeah, thankfully Thomas come on and Kyle and they got the
That's
goals.
one thing that's always is always like crazy. Is like whenever you get substituted, yeah, and then the person that you got substituted for, although you've put in a whole shift, yeah, and then they go and score on their first touch, like is I swear it's gut wrenching. It's bang out of order. You're like, God, why, man? I've done all the work. This geezer's come on, and he's just got to tap it.
No, it weren't like that. No, for me, no, it weren't like that.
No, it's
So
not
for a
hate- it's not
striker,
hating.
obviously, I think for a striker, I
I swear
understand
down,
it.
it's not hating. It's not hating. It's just the way it goes. Like you got to feel like that as a player. I don't care who you are. You've done all the work. All of a sudden, this geezer has just been there sitting, twiddling his thumbs. He comes on and gets a tapping. Like, it's bang out of order, really. That's why the football gods, they need to do something about that. They need to do something about it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, as long as the team wins.
Yeah, of course. We were chatting to Callum Wilson a few weeks ago, and he was saying like the quality in this squad is really up there. Looking ahead to the rest of the season, Freddie, obviously you were in a relegation battle last year with Portsmouth and you got out of it. Do you feel like the quality's there with this team that we can really achieve something and pull away from this dogfight we're in?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was never a question. Like, I'd never question the team and what everyone's about and the ability that everyone's got. 100%, we've all got the confidence that we're going to get out of this. And I feel like the last couple of weeks has shown that once we're all together and we've got the fans and everyone's together as a club, then you can achieve things. And it's a long season as well. I feel like there was some people writing off the team very early on into the season, and things can change. There's 38 games, and we've got a very good manager, and we're all together, we're all on the same page. And obviously, there's a lot of things that can change, but no, everyone's full of confidence at the moment. Even when the results weren't going our way, I just feel like everyone was full of confidence. And yeah, obviously in my eyes, I think we'll be fine, 100%. And we just got to make sure that happens.
I could see you almost getting cross there where you're talking about the pundits writing us off. Is there an element when you hear stuff like that, pundits saying, this team aren't good enough? Is there within the team, is there like, I'm going to show you?
Yeah, but you try and block it out, obviously. But there's a lot of chances to prove people wrong. Mm-hmm. And that was in my mind when I played at against Newcastle. I wanted to prove people wrong. And I feel like that's the same with everyone in the team. And we've got to do that now until the end of the season. And obviously we've got cup competition, the FA Cup's coming as well. We want to do well in that. So we've got plenty of chances to do that.
Do you reckon we're going to have a nice little cup run this year?
Well, I'm hoping for probably like a Millwall or something.
Of course. That feels very Freddie Potts. Millwall way. Lovely. Rubbing your hands together.
That'd be quite good.
We chatted to Jared a few weeks ago, and Jared was saying he just got it. He just feels like we might win the FA Cup this year. It just feels like it could be our year.
Well, like you got Palace done it, didn't they? Like,
yeah.
You don't have to be a team that's always getting Champions League to win it. It could be anyone. So
no, it's very doable.
100%.
Yeah, it'd be great for you to get back to Wembley and do a Colton Cole maybe. Yeah, open the scoring on a big occasion.
That would be
send
good.
West Ham to glory.
Oh, that would be brilliant. I'd love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love that. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, brilliant. Freddie, thank you so much for joining us here on Ironcast. It's such a pleasure to watch you live this Roy of the Rovers story at West Ham. Best of luck for the season. Beautiful. Best of luck for the next few games. We'll be cheering you on. Cheers, Coley.
Cheers, mate.
Great coaching at under 16s as well. Look what you've done.
Oh, mate, you never know what can happen in life. Nothing to do with his dad.
Nice one. Thank you for listening to Ironcast. We'll see you next time. Until then, come on, you Irons.